Thanks for tuning in to Barbershop Sports Talk.
But next on my list is, what will Klay Thompson look like when he's back? You know, this guy, by the time he's back, will have been out for 2.5 years without playing a game in the NBA. You know, it's really hard to look the same, especially when you're over 30. So I'm very curious to see how that shapes out.
So I think the interesting thing with Klay is this, right? Like, it's kind of like Kevin Durant. Like, Kevin Durant had dramatic injuries. We've seen, Derrick Rose has come back from dramatic injuries. I feel like it can be done because science is so much more different than
Derrick Rose never came back the same.
That is true, but here's my point on Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose is one of the most twitchiest, freakiest athletes ever. So I feel like that's a little. I mean, Klay Thompson. What made Klay Thompson special wasn't the fact that he had a first step that nobody's ever seen before, and the way he moved was just physiologically different. So I mean, I think he can shoot, right? Klay's always going to be able to shoot. I'd imagine that. I feel that's a skill that never really, gets bad necessarily. Like, I think if you put Ray Allen at gym, Ray Allen's always going to be able to shoot. Reggie Miller's always going to be able to shoot. He's always going to be able to shoot. I would assume he's always going to be able to run off of picks. I think the biggest issue for me is the defense. Can he still slide his feet like he used to? Because then if you have a defensive backcourt...
ACL tear and an Achilles tear.
Yeah, I think that's the issue because...
All those need good defender anymore.
Yeah, because if he's not a good defender, to me, that the Golden State has some issues because a backcourt then of Steph and Klay... and Klay can't really defend, that's not very good.
No. Because then you're going to have a Utah Jazz situation where nobody can defend on the perimeter, and you have, like, Rudy Gobert or Draymond Green in this case, having to do everything.
Yeah, because he's going to have to cover for everybody, which, and maybe that means Wiggins is going to have to start guarding the best perimeter guy, because that usually used to be the task that Klay Thompson took. But if he's not, then Wiggins would probably be that guy then, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good point there.
But I think also the issue, too, is now with a lot of these teams, they have multiple wings who can score. So it's not really just like... hey, if you're playing, like, let's say hypothetically they're playing the Nets, hey, Andrew, go guard Kevin Durant. And it's like, okay, so who's still guarding James Harden? Like, how's that going to work? Still another guy who can just drop 30 at the drop of a hat.